I can see everything that you guys have bought on Amazon this year, and you guys have bought over 1,000 backpacking pillows. That's pretty crazy. So today I'm going over the 9 most popular items that you guys, my audience, purchased on Amazon in 2024. Some of the items I definitely expected, and other items I was a little bit surprised about. So let's get right into it, starting with the Toke 750 milliliter pot. Having the Toke 750 on this list makes sense because I did a survey and 46% of you, so almost half, are using this exact pot. But what surprised me was the Tokes wasn't more popular based on those numbers. But I imagine that titanium lasts a very long time. You guys are trendsetters and you bought this pot well before this year. 750 milliliters is kind of the sweet spot for a pot. You have enough capacity in here in order to boil water for pretty much any freeze-dried meal out there, and you might even have some left over sometime for a hot beverage. The one thing I don't like about this pot is that the lid doesn't stay on. I'm constantly losing it. So because of that, I'm really excited for this custom lid that I made with Peak Outdoors that snaps right onto basically any Tokes pot that is this diameter, and it's gonna be a nice addition for anyone who has a Tokes pot. You can sign up for an email to get notified when this lid's gonna get released down in the video description. This next item that's in the number 8 position for popularity is something that has literally saved trips for me. There's nothing like blisters to ruin a trip, and the best tool other than proper footwear to deal with blisters that I've found is Leukotape. Leukotape sticks amazingly. When you put this on your foot, it'll stay on for multiple days. It doesn't fold or crease, and it does an amazing job at alleviating the potential for blisters. I buy the big rolls of Leukotape and then roll these little tinier rolls that I basically always have in my pack. I thought this item would be higher considering it's a power bank that only weighs 165 grams and costs $25, so very good specs, and is really all what I think 90% of people need. There's power banks that are more lightweight or have higher capacity, but this thing is doing everything right. Very compact as well. It has a USB-A slot on it as well as USB-C. Has a micro USB input, but to me that's kind of useless at this point. And then there's a nice screen on the front that gives you the battery level. It's made by a company called Victomix, which I've never heard of, and I was a little bit wary when I bought this on Amazon because I'm always worried about electronics that are really inexpensive, but I tested this battery out and the capacity is legit. The charging speeds are legit. It can fast charge at 22.5 watts, which is really nice. It's just an all-around great battery bank. It now comes in purple, which is amazing because purple is the most efficient color out there. It's why I wear purple pants when I'm going on my hikes. If you're interested in any of the gear that I'm talking about today, I'll have affiliate links down in the video description. The way affiliate links works is if you click the link and buy anything at all, doesn't have to be that specific product, then I get a small commission at no extra cost to you, and it really helps out the channel. It's really interesting seeing all of the items that are being bought. Don't worry, I don't see any of your personal information, but I do see tons of diapers being bought, and that's not just me. And I even saw a sex swing back in 2022. It's kind of weird to see a toothbrush in the number 6 position, but I guess I'm glad to see that people are brushing their teeth more than they're getting blisters. I don't talk about my toothbrush much, but it comes with me on every single trip. It's the one I go to. I love it because it's compact, it folds up in order to protect it from getting too dirty, and is fairly lightweight. Nick Wax Down Wash is in the number 5 position, and I was a little bit surprised to see this on this list because I thought seriously that people were too lazy to wash their down products. But I'm glad to see it because at some point you're gonna need to wash your down product, whether that's a sleeping bag or a down jacket. Washing your down really helps rejuvenate it after a lot of use and makes it so that it's gonna be able to perform and keep you warm as much as possible. Nick Wax is my go-to down washing product. You don't wanna be using regular detergent, and I'll have a link at the end of this video with a guide on how to wash your down jacket. It makes a really big difference. Number 4 is a titanium long-handled spoon, but not just any long-handled spoon, the Tokes titanium long-handled spoon with a polished bowl. And that polished bowl, in my opinion, makes a really big difference with how the spoon feels when you're eating it, how it feels inside your mouth, especially if you're eating something liquidy like soup. Personally, I do prefer the pink titanium spoon just because of how many more uses it has for you when you're on a backpacking or camping trip. If you know, you know. All right, we're into the top 3. Let me know if you guys are able to guess what the top 3 are. I was actually kind of surprised. I was able to get 2 of them, but one of the top 3 items, which you guys bought a ton of, is something that I never expected. Number 3 is the Enture pillow. I think having a good pillow is tied with having a good sleeping pad if you want to make sure that you're able to have a decent sleep when you're in the backcountry. The Enture pillow is great because it has a pad strap in order to keep it locked onto your sleeping pad. It has a good height to it, and then it has this pillowcase with a little bit of foam in it in order to help insulate the pillow if you are going out in colder temperatures. Definitely a great pillow and very affordable. on to number 2, but make sure you stick around after I talk about the most popular item, because I'm gonna share with you some gear that I was surprised didn't make this list, but is really awesome and I think should be more popular. Number 2 are Swedish Cloths, which are basically just hyper absorbent cloths, and I was pretty surprised to see these in the number 2 position. But I get it because I love them for backpacking, since they have so many use cases: wiping off condensation from your tent, wiping rain off of your tent, giving yourself a sponge bath, grabbing hot pot handles, or drying out a pot. But I also have a ton of them at home as well. We cycle through about a dozen of them in our kitchen. We use them like paper towel, but they're a lot more sustainable than paper towel because they're washing machine safe and you can use them again and again. We have some that are 3-4 years old at this point. The big benefit of Swedish Cloths is that they're very lightweight but can absorb a ton of water, way more than microfiber cloths or like pack towels, that kind of thing. But then once you want to squeeze them out, it's really easy and they end up about the same weight as they were before you soaked up all the water. The number 1 most popular item is a pillow that you guys over the last few years have literally bought thousands of. Last I checked, people had bought over 3,000 Triology pillows through my Amazon affiliate links, which is kind of crazy to think about. I talk about this pillow a lot, but it's for good reason. It's one of the best all-around pillows out there, and it has been for years. It's lightweight, very inexpensive at only $20, has a pad strap, supportive baffling, and it's really nice and comfy. The only knock on the Triology is that it might not be tall enough for people with really broad shoulders. So my hack for that is to stick either a sit pad underneath it or any extra clothes that you have in order to kind of prop it up a little bit. There's other pillows that are more comfortable or they're more ultralight, but the Triology pillow just does everything pretty well and is at a very affordable price point. On to some items that didn't make the most popular list that I'm kind of surprised about, starting off with the BRS 3000 stove at $20 and 25 grams and very functional. I was surprised that the BRS wasn't on this list. This is my go-to stove and I use it on the majority of my trips. I talk about it a lot and I thought it'd be a little bit more popular. Maybe I buy a lot of USB cables. I have tons, dozens, and because of that, I thought other people would as well, and it'd be something that would show up on Amazon as a most popular item that you guys are purchasing, but it didn't even register or come close. But if you are picking up some USB cables, I definitely recommend ones that are made with silicone, especially if you're going winter camping. They stay nice and flexible in cold temperatures. They're just really nice to use. I like this one from Enture. And then also if you want one that's ultralight, these little 1-footers are really nice as well. And then maybe you guys are all ballers and can afford really fancy rain gear, but I was also surprised that Frog's Tog's rain gear didn't make it on the list. I think it's the best option out there because it is affordable, it works, and is fairly lightweight. That being said, there's a lot of better rain gear out there from a performance standpoint. It just is a lot more expensive. Like I said, if you want to see my guide for how to wash down jacket, go check out the video right up there. It's very detailed and will help you wash your down jacket easily, effectively, and in a way that's not going to ruin it.